everybody.
Hi, everyone.
It is the end of the month. We are back.
After a month-long hiatus.
A month-long hiatus.
And a lot has happened in the past month.
Yeah, a lot's happened. I'm so sorry for not getting the video of Record Store Day out there.
That's right.
Yeah, I was supposed to send you all that footage, but then I got swamped by school projects, and I'm playing with a band and stuff now, so I've just been a little busy.
Excuses.
I know, I'm so sorry.
I feel the same way. I've been working a lot, and I've been crazy overwhelmed with a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on in my life, so I wouldn't have edited it. Even if you had sent me the footage, I would have been sitting in the corner of my room sucking my thumb and having a panic attack. Because that's how May's been.
That's a big fat mood.
That's how May's been. I thought May was going to be a better month. You know what?
At least the weather's nice.
It wasn't. It wasn't when I went on that cottage trip.
Yeah, I know. I saw some of that.
That was overcast and meh.
I mean, I saw all the footage from that and went, oof.
We had to drive into Ottawa to get Keegan. That was probably my favorite part of the entire trip. Maybe
wow.
I shouldn't lie, because that was probably one of my favorite parts. Because when we finally got to the cottage, it was nice to see Amanda and Dylan again, and we all went in, and it rained a bunch, so we just pretty much spent all the time in the cottage watching Jersey Shore. I'm invested. No, I'm not invested. That show is actually only good if you are high.
A little inebriated
with a bunch of people in the same room as you who
are
also kind of inebriated.
I've only watched like 2 to 3 episodes, and I watched it at like 3 a.m. at a sleepover, and I'm gonna say that was in grade 9.
Wow.
Or 8, probably grade 8.
So long ago.
Yeah, and that was 3 a.m. I was the only person left awake, and I'm just sitting here like in that like sleep stupor that's close to being like drunk enough that you're just going, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It was more just me, Sam, Keegan, and I just critiquing everything, but also at the same time like taking sides. Like there are some assholes in that show. Like,
oh yeah, but that's where the fun is.
That's where all the fun is. It's like Ronnie and Sammy are not good together. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I'll stop there.
Did you eventually develop a drinking game or?
Not at all. We came up with one though. It's like finish a drink every time Mike says this situation.
Yeah.
Because I know it's his nickname and everything, but he just says it in sentences all the time. Or even better one.
This is a situation, man.
It's like we got a situation here. Or even better, every time Pauly D says sandwich, because he doesn't say sandwich, he says sandwich. Sandwich with a G. And it's like, man, I really love these egg sandwiches. It's like, dude, it's an assault on the eardrums every time I hear that shit. Anyway, but no, it was fun. But I really liked the drive to Ottawa to get Keegan because it was probably the nicest day.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see Sam and Keegan's new apartment.
Okay.
It's a mess right now, but they're working on it.
Yeah, how's it? At least give me a vibe. Give me a vibe.
Well, it's in Gatineau, so
okay.
The rent is wicked cheap.
Which is nice.
It's a 2-bedroom, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's
one
of
them sleeping on the fucking couch.
Nah, it's actually a pretty decent sized little like. I don't know. It's like half of a house. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, nice.
It's one of these apartment complexes that's like a bunch of houses,
mm-hmm.
or not. Yeah, it's like a house that they split up into like 4 different apartments. But
okay, like a triplex or a duplex or type thing.
That's the one.
That's it. That's mainly what Morgan and I have been looking at because they're like super cheap and there's a lot of them in Hamilton and stuff.
Only problem is you got to hear your next door neighbors fucking, and that can be fun. Did you ever watch the Thin Wall Challenge? a couple years ago?
No,
did I
I
ever show
did
you
not.
the thin wall challenge?
You never did.
I never did. The thin wall challenge is
tell
great.
me.
It was this guy named Ryan. And by the way, if I'm kind of stuttering, it's because you're cutting out on my end. But that's a me problem.
Okay.
Basically, thin wall challenge was this guy named Ryan, and he was living in a really thin-walled apartment, and he could hear his neighbors having sex in the room next to him. So what he would do is he would set up timed challenges, and his time limit was the neighbors having sex and how long the dude could last. And it lasted. There's like 26 episodes or something of this before the neighbors filed a noise complaint, found the videos, and then moved out of the complex. So it's been dead for years, but god damn it. When I was 12 years old, it was the funniest thing in the world to me. Go do yourselves a favor, go watch the Thin Wall Challenge, give that guy's channel a subscription, and maybe he'll just start posting some content again. I don't even want to see a Thin Wall Challenge from him. I just want to see anything from Thin Wall Ryan. I want to know he's still alive. Is he on Twitter still? I gotta look. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, hunt. Do a hunt.
I'm gonna do a hunt. I'm gonna do a hunt right now. Let's see if Thin Wall Ryan is still active.
I'll do a hunt and get a screen cap and stuff like that.
I'm still following him. He hasn't posted. Yeah, I'm still following him and I haven't seen anything from him, then he's clearly. He hasn't retweeted anything since 2015.
Okay.
Oof.
Dead since 2015. 2015.
2015. It's the last time he tweeted anything. Man, I don't know. It was the funniest thing, though, the Thin Wall Challenge. And that's why I don't really want to move into a duplex.
You know, it's the ones that we've been looking at, they split up by floors, not like different sections of the house, which I think is a bit better.
Are you
because
looking
it's all
Are you
yeah.
looking up Thin Wall Challenge right now? Sorry,
I'm looking at his Twitter.
Oh, no, you got to look at his channel.
I got to look at his channel. Let me go to
I'll
his
link
channel.
you the video. I'll link you the video right now.
Oh,
I have
boy.
episode 1. It's fucking it's golden. He has 2011. Oh my god, that was fucking 8 years ago.
Oh my god.
Oh, watch this shit. No, this is so funny. 95 Camry for life.
I'll watch it after the episode, but god, that just as a concept.
Top comment on that video was from 3 years ago. I remember the days when I was waiting for his neighbors to do it again. Sigh.
What?
You talking with the roommate?
I'm talking with Morgan.
Talking with the roommate.
What's up? Oh. Our upstairs neighbors.
What about him?
What's up? Oh, she's fucking with me.
Oh.
Which not that hard to do. She does it a lot.
Man, your upstairs neighbor is fucking with you, or Morgan's fucking with you?
Morgan's fucking with me.
Morgan, we're recording.
It's okay.
Anyway, so yeah, what else has been going on this month, Duncan? How have things been with you?
It's been fucking busy, man. It's been
yeah.
Oof. Let's see. So, I've been just doing project after project after project at school.
Right.
Trying to keep up on it. I'm playing with this band called 3 Minutes in Bed.
Yeah, I've seen the posts. I was talking with Sam the other night. We're like looking at Facebook, and I'm like, did Duncan join a fucking band?
Yeah. So essentially, it's like the core band is two people that I go to school with, Miguel and Alex.
All right.
And Miguel asked me, because we're doing we're doing a battle of the bands, and like this coming Sunday, so before this episode comes out.
I see.
At Ribfest in Brampton.
Brampton Ribfest.
Yeah, good old B-Town Ribfest.
The B-Town, dude.
So yeah, we're doing B-Town Ribfest, Battle of the Bands, and it's just like a cover set and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all just pop punk covers.
I see.
And I don't mind disclosing the set list because this episode comes out after the episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are we playing? We're playing My Own Worst Enemy by Lit.
Lit.
When I Come Around by Green Day.
Lit.
Fuck off. And then we're also gonna be playing Saint Jimmy by Green Day.
Also, lit.
Lit.
It's lit.
Dear Maria, Count Me In by All Time Low.
Lit.
Sex by the 1975.
Sex.
And Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. And then I think we're playing like one of their original songs as well.
Lit.
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 But yeah, so I think I'm just on as like guitarist for this set. I don't think I'm a like permanent member of the band. I'm still doing all of my solo stuff and everything.
I see.
And I'm not like writing with them or anything. I'm just doing this cover set.
You're like a fill-in for
I'm
somebody.
I'm like a hired gun.
Hired. Okay, don't go that far there. Jesus.
But yeah, I'm a hired musician.
Hired. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How's Square One? How's the mall?
Ooh, it's Square One.
It's Square One, man.
It's Square One.
So I'm on Discogs the other night.
Yeah.
This is related to Urban Outfitters. Period.
Oh, beauty.
I was like curious to see what a copy of Lil Pump went for on the secondhand market there, and the Urban Outfitters pressing that I almost bought on sale for $20
Mm-hmm.
goes for almost $75 in some auctions.
Well, diggity dang.
So whether I like it or not, next time I'm in an Urban Outfitters, I'm
Picking up
gonna
that
buy.
copy.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Cop Little Pump.
Oh man. Lit.
Lit.
Other than that, I bought a car this month.
Mm-hmm. You were telling me before we started. How?
What's up?
Give the rundown. Sorry, give the rundown. Tell,
okay. So
tell
I
the
bought
stories and
I
such.
bought a 2013 Kia Rio from a used car lot.
A 2013 Kia Rio from a used car lot.
Yes, it was in Newcastle.
In Newcastle.
In Newcastle. I'm not going to give the name of the dealership.
Okay.
Because a lot of people will get angry at the story I'm about to tell.
And how much did you buy it for?
Not willing to disclose that information
On the podcast.
on the podcast, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
So, yeah, I bought a car. It was a great little car. I was really happy with it.
I just told Morgan how much you paid for it, and she's looking at me like we need to.
What year?
2013.
Oh, okay. Mine was 25.
2013.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's not bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. So,
But yeah, so your story.
right. So I take it for a test ride. The only thing that feels off to me about the car was the ignition.
Okay. Which can be the alternator, it can be the starter motor, it can be a whole bunch of things.
It didn't really occur to me. It didn't really bother me too much. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you, no
Discord's really
problem.
hard to read. You're hearing me, no problem?
Yeah,
okay.
you're coming through, no problem.
Basically, the ignition was the only thing that felt a little weird to me. It felt a little sticky.
Okay,
right?
it was like
But I
doing that
thought-
little chug, chug, chug,
I
chug,
thought
chug,
nothing
chug,
of
go.
it.
Yeah.
And I ended up buying the car anyway. And the first day I'm on the road with this car, I decide I'm going to go pick up my girlfriend. We're going to go down to the Coburg Marina, look at the sunset. It's going to be nice and shit, right?
Have a nice romantic car moment.
You know.
I
You
know. I
Anyways.
know.
You know. Anyway, so at the sunsets, it's dark out. I'm like, all right, I guess let's go get some food or something and head home. And I go to turn the key in the ignition switch.
Chug,
And
chug,
God-
chug, 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 chug.
And God damn it, Duncan, the car would not turn.
Oh
And
no.
I'm not talking about like chug 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 chug. Like I'm literally saying the key did not turn.
It's like, here,
it was
let me
stuck
get my
in the
keys and
ignition.
I'll reenact this
It-
moment for you.
It was fucking like I could pull the key out, but it took a lot of force. I couldn't turn the ignition at all. And I'm just sitting here like, God damn it, I must have bought a fucking lemon. So, by the way, this is 4 hours with the car.
Oh boy. So yeah, this is my
is-
reenactment of this moment. Ding, 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 ding.
No, not even that. No, it was stuck in ACC. It was stuck in accessory. It wouldn't move.
Oh, okay. So it was more like,
Fuck! That's what it was. So yeah, first day with this car, and I had to get CAA to tow it
oof.
back to the dealership.
You have CAA though?
Yep, and thankfully the two dudes at the dealership were very kind enough to just completely. So here's what the issue was: the ignition was just worn out. It was completely worn. It was completely damaged from the previous owner.
Okay.
And I just happened to get it on the day where it finally gave out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my key was chewed entirely as well.
Ooh.
So what the guys did was they got a new ignition, replaced it, and then what would have been a 3-day process, because they would have had to get a new key fob from Kia, and that would have been expensive for them too.
Yeah, exactly.
What they did was got an enclosure from a new Kia key fob that they had lying around, and then got a custom blade cut so that it would fit in the new enclosure. But they kept the same chip so that it would, like, I wouldn't have to go get a new chip set synced up to my car.
Okay.
And they did it. And they did it all for free. It was really nice.
Oh,
And
nice.
I ended up getting the car for the weekend. And so far, 0 issues with it. Nothing whatsoever. It's a perfect little car. It's great. It's awesome.
Beauty.
Yeah, it's a good story. I don't have a name for it yet. I'm thinking Rio.
Rio.
Not because it's a Kia Rio. I'm thinking of the Duran Duran song.
I was about to say the Duran Duran song.
Her name is Rio,
Rio.
and she dances on the sand. But other than that, no, I've driven to Oshawa, Belleville in it. No problems so far.
Nice.
I got to drive out to North York this weekend to go pick something up. So I'm looking forward to that. Driving eastbound on the 401 with my hick-ass driving abilities. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you don't have 4 people in the car to guide you like I had.
Oh man. Oh, funny enough, I should mention.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna whore it out. I have another podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, at the end of the podcast, I was gonna do plugs and everything like that, and I was gonna make you mention your other podcast.
Well, Duncan, I'm doing it now.
You're doing it now.
I'm doing it now. So me, my good friends Matt and John have decided we wanted to do a podcast against my best wishes because I don't have time for it. But they're like, "Fuck you, man. We'll do it anyway. It'll be a good time." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So we it's called The Lads Podcast. I don't know that we have a YouTube channel up yet. We're planning on going on Spotify. Although the way Matt Carr talks, I doubt we'll get on Spotify. But he says a lot of racist shit. So if you're into edgy humor, go give
Check
the Lads
that out.
go give the Lads Podcast a listen.
Yeah.
We talked last episode. We talked about the time Matt and I almost died in a car with Duncan. It was pretty fun. We totally didn't talk shit about your driving abilities. You should enjoy it, Duncan.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Go
I'll
give it
have
a
a
listen.
good laugh.
Go have a laugh. Anyway.
Morgan and I have driven by that spot a couple times, and
Every time.
Oh.
Every time I'm on Queen Street, I turn to Emma and I go, I almost died here. I don't even know the name of the intersection. It's Queen and Richard or something. I don't even know.
I don't know. All I know is the Starbucks right there and briefcase.
Never forget briefcase.
Never forget briefcase.
I wonder if briefcase died from a serious crack overdose.
Do we ever talk about briefcase on this podcast? Like
we must
on
have.
end of the week or something?
We must have.
Oh, we had
But for
to
those
have.
that don't remember, I guess we'll tell the story again.
Yeah.
So after Duncan hit a taxi,
Which
basically-
I should mention, a cyclist swerved in front of us right beforehand, and I slammed on the brakes. So I
Right,
was
but then
skidding into the intersection.
oh, you were skidding into the
Yeah.
okay, because what Matt and I went back and forth on our podcast were saying the taxi driver wasn't looking where he was going, which was probably
That was probably a bit of the case as well.
that might have been a bit of a case, but also he just might not have had enough time to react to somebody, uncontrollably skidding into an intersection.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you tried to go through a yellow. What I tried to piece together was like you tried to go through a yellow because it was like the point of no return, and a cyclist came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
I think that's what happened, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That,
All right.
Like, from my memory, that's what happened.
Suck it, Matt. I'm correct. All right. Anyway, so.
But then again, Matt was right there where the impact
man.
was, so I don't blame him for getting his facts
Yeah.
a little bit messed
Man
up.
was frazzled.
Yeah.
So frazzled, he spent $35 on Evian water. That was funny. All right. Basically, Matt. So Duncan hits this taxi, or the taxi hits Duncan. However
There's
you
a
want to phrase it.
collision
There's a collision. Middle of Queen Street, and
during highway hours.
Duncan does the pissed off white boy move and punches a hole into the drywall that is his dashboard. No, I'm just kidding. He slams his hands on the dashboard and yells "fuck" really loud. Steps out of his
Yeah.
car. Matt turns around like with a really awkward smile and then almost screeches a little bit. And all of a sudden, we just see this random dude that looks like Ice JJ Fish pull up to the scene of the crime, and he's like, "Hey, you guys need any help or something?" And it's like, and the taxi driver's like, "No, it's no problem, it's no problem." And then the fucking crackhead just starts yelling, "Man, fuck you, man! You come to this fucking country, man! You fucking take our jobs, man! You cause accidents and
There was
shit,
something
man!
about terrorism and
Fucking terrorist, man!"
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden, I hear some random like kombucha man bun having ass from across the street. "Man, shut the fuck up and leave him alone." And
Yeah.
Briefcase, as I learned, his name was Briefcase, fucks off somewhere. So Matt and I are walking around. I'm trying to calm the guy down. We walk up to a corner store, then we go to Starbucks. And I go to Starbucks, and we're sitting in line. And then all of a sudden, I just hear one of the employees go, "It's like, oh, fucking Briefcase is back again." And I go, "Briefcase?" And I turn around, and there's the crackhead carrying a briefcase, taking a photo with Chinese tourists with a selfie stick and everything. It was beautiful. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And we
I
had
swear
already
to God.
seen Bear Man Ass that day as well.
I don't remember the Bear Man ass.
Yeah, remember we were walking down the side of the road and
Was there a homeless dude?
There was a homeless dude and had a hole in his jeans, just showing his ass.
Showing off the fucking birthday suit.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, okay, I guess I remember Bear Man ass. But regardless, I'm standing in line. I go, "Briefcase?" My dumb ass is like, "Why do you guys call him that?" It's because he has a briefcase. I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks for the coffee. Bye."
He has a
I just
motherfucking
remember-
briefcase. What more do you expect? He's called Briefcase.
I just have like an idea. I'll have this image in my head for the rest of the life of Briefcase taking a photo with Chinese tourists and a selfie stick. And I can imagine the dialogue was like, "Oh, funny Toronto man," and then all of a sudden Briefcase is like, "Yeah, dude, Steve-O." Like,
Steve.
fucking. He sounded like Steve-O if Steve-O had more testosterone in his system.
Oh
how
my
Briefcase
god! If
sounded.
Steve-O never got clean,
And looked like Ice JJ Fish.
looked like Ice JJ Fish. Oh my god!
If you don't know who Ice JJ Fish is, Duncan, put up a video of Ice JJ Fish right now. Thank you. All right.
Oh,
but yeah,
man.
that Briefcase, man, what a character. I wonder if he's dead. Probably. I don't think he survived the
No,
winter.
you know what? I think he started his own podcast with Alex Jones and
Welcome to Briefcase FM, man. The terrorists are actually lizard people, and they took our gerbs. They took our gerbs. Maybe Briefcase was a taxi driver in a past life, and that's why he's so pissed about
You know what?
immigrants
Maybe.
coming to the country and taking taxi driving jobs.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Are we really creating a backstory for this crackhead
we're making a backstory for him.
that we met for like 5 seconds?
You know what?
And then,
It's what he deserves.
man, Briefcase, if you're out there, you gotta
Hit us up.
relax. Don't hit us up, please. I'm not having Briefcase on my podcast. He's gonna talk to us about aliens or something.
No, I just want an email, and I want to be able to read it out.
Hey man, so like I did some research on the taxi driver that hit you as a fucking lizard person. Confirmed. His name isn't actually Kumar. It's fucking blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Briefcase, where are you getting this information?
Oh, I'm a
Infowars.
lizardperson.com. No, Alex Jones and I'm a lizardperson.com.
There we are.
There we are. That's it's legit. It's legit. I'm telling you.
Oh my god.
And that's the Briefcase story.
That's Briefcase, and that's Queen Street West. That was a day.
That time you parked illegally on Queen Street West
Oh my
Fuck.
goodness.
and tried to make all of us pay for the parking ticket. Good times. Anyways,
you know what? Let's get on to music picks.
Oh, definitely. I don't remember.
Do you have
think
any,
I
or
went
do you want me to?
No,
go first?
I definitely have some.
Okay.
I'm just trying to remember who went first in the record store day picks video because that was the last. It was probably me.
I think it was you. Yeah, it was you.
So you go first.
So I'll go first. I got a bit of a mix here. I'm just gonna do 3. But before I start, I do want to give a shout out to my boys in fucking Cleopatra.
Every episode, I swear.
Every episode,
Okay.
I gotta give them a shout out. Just because
Notice me,
every
Luke Chan.
month they hit a milestone, so I gotta give them credit for that.
And what's the milestone this month?
20
Duncan?
million plays on Hometown.
That's actually fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Good job,
20
boys.
million streams on Spotify on Hometown. So you know what? Good job, boys. I was talking to Luke the other day. I'm very excited for the future. He gave me some BTS, which I'm not going to disclose, but
Of course.
super fucking excited for what's coming.
Congratulations on being the only thing from Coburg that isn't a fat sack of monkey shit. That's impressive. It's impressive. Takes a lot. It takes a lot.
It really does.
All right, so you're gonna start off with
So
music.
without further ado, I'm going to talk about this album, "Darkness on the Edge of Town" by Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, that's a killer.
It's a
killer fucking album.
It's a
there.
good
Oh my
album.
God.
I've been on a bit of a Springsteen kick
Duncan
for the
mentions
last
an
couple
artist.
days.
Duncan mentions an artist I actually know. Take a shot, boys. All right.
Yeah, there we go. You're
There
one
we go.
shot in 5 months.
All right. Okay, go on though.
But yeah, this is a really, really killer album. This is the follow-up album after Born to Run, I'm pretty sure. I don't know a whole lot of history about it, but it's a darker album compared to a lot of his other work, and
It's in the title.
yeah, exactly. And it's sort of about him dealing with fame and how people will try to screw you over because you're famous, how people will try to use you because you're famous, and feeling isolated because of it, and that type of stuff. So it's kind of interesting, especially seeing like an album of Springsteen early on in his career before he was, the man. He was the boss.
The boss.
Yeah.
The boss. Yeah, I have that one, and you know what? I've never played
Oh,
it.
it's a killer album. The first song, Badlands, it's kick ass. Like I can't.
I inherited that copy from my father. I haven't listened to it yet. I just have too many records to flip through. And so I try to make a goal for myself to like take 10 albums from my shelf and just play them in the weekend, and I just don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'll definitely try to give that one a listen because I own it. Like I don't know what's stopping me.
Definitely give it a listen. Badlands is a kick ass song. Adam Raises a Cane is heavy. Like it's a heavy song.
And it's Bruce Springsteen.
It's Springsteen, and the final
the boss.
track, the title track, "Darkness on the Edge of Town," is just a nice, like, chill, slow, somber song that nicely just puts a cute little boss bow on that whole album.
He's the boss.
So definitely recommend Darkness on the Edge of Town by Bruce Springsteen. And then after that, I got If We Go Down, We Go Down Together by Tim Vontel.
See, I don't know that one.
Yeah, there we are. Now, Tim
I don't know
Vontel, the best way that I can kind of put it is just America's answer to Frank Turner.
Okay.
So still that sort of bit more well-produced folk punk type thing, singer-songwriter, acoustic punk type stuff.
I see.
Um,
Okay. So, yeah, the Frank Turner.
Yeah, exactly.
Frank Turner.
But he's got a bit of a gruffer voice, and it takes a bit more of a swing towards like classic country, so like Johnny Cash type of stuff. But again, with a bit more of a modern twist, faster, upbeat type of stuff. But it's really good. I can't give you like any specific tracks from this album. I've just kind of been playing it on my rides, on like my drives around to and from work, to and from school and stuff. It's just been really good.
It's a background soundtrack, as I call it.
Yeah, but it's a really solid album. Definitely recommend checking this album out and checking out his most recent work, because he just put out a live album.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, If We Go Down, We Go Down Together by Tim Vontel.
Vantel.
And then the last one I got here is Age of Unreason by Bad Religion.
Okay, I know them.
Yep.
Take another shot, boys.
There we go.
There we go.
This is Bad Religion's newest album. I was kind of apprehensive, like, from some of the singles. I was like, okay, these seem cool. Like, I'm not a huge Bad Religion fan. I'll check it out when it comes out.
And you call yourself punk. Come on.
Look.
Go on. Go on.
But this is a really, really solid album. There's been a lot of people saying that this is their strongest album since the Empire Strikes Back. And wait, I think I'm getting the album name wrong. Give me a second.
That's a Star Wars, Duncan, you silly bitch.
Let me
one of the many
find
Star
it here. Let me
Wars.
find it here. No, The Empire Strikes First in 2004.
I see.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that this is their best album since The Empire Strikes First in 2004. And you know what? I will go as far to second that opinion.
Okay. There you go.
It's the general same sort of Bad Religion fare of, fast drums, great riffs,
Punk.
yeah, melodic skate punk type stuff. And you know what?
What?
Everybody was also going, okay, this is Bad Religion's first album since Trump came into power. Like, let's get ready for all the super Trump political songs and like calling him out and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Nothing direct. There's nothing direct on this album.
He didn't go the Damon Albarn route and quickly cover up all the references to Trump at the last minute when he actually got elected.
Oh no, because at least Bad Religion would have the balls to go through with it.
Fucking Damon Albarn, humans and shit.
But no, like
I remember the
like
hype.
there's like calls to Trump era stuff, like on one of the lead singles, My Sanity, there's a whole line where they're talking about alternative facts and stuff like that. But there's no name call outs or anything like that, or like any calls on his direct policies. It's more just social commentary, which I always kind of find a bit better especially when you're doing a whole album, to just focus on doing social commentary if you're going to do like a political punk album.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so really awesome. My Sanity, Do the Paranoid Style are two of the main singles off of the album. I like Faces of Grief and Downfall. Those are really, really good tracks as well. So definitely check out Age of Unreason by Bad Religion. It's a
right.
solid album.
All right.
And now
well,
we got Gomers.
Hello, 'tis I, Gomer.
It is
I've
the
been here for
Gomer.
about 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
And been waiting to talk about my picks for the month of May. And I'll start off with one that I have been anticipating since its announcement in March.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Here Comes the Cowboy by Mac DeMarco, the newest album.
I need to check that
From-
out.
No.
No?
No. And I'll get into it. So the hype behind this album was kind of mixed for me. Of course, Mac DeMarco is probably one of my favorite musicians to come out in recent years. He's sort of the king of indie rock. That might be
The Lizard
now,
Man
that might
Cowboy King.
That might be saying that might be fighting. That might be fighting words. But a lot of people seem to really enjoy his music, and he has like just such an iconic and unique sound that's been ripped off by so many other fucking posers out there.
And it's the kind of thing of either you love it or you hate it.
Exactly. It's this jangly sort of folk rock pop music, and he used to write about really juvenile things or love songs and stuff like that. But Here Comes the Cowboy comes out, and
Here it comes.
it's his worst album to date.
Oof.
It's his worst album to date.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. There was only like 2 singles released before the album dropped. Both of them were very enjoyable. I really liked them, but when it finally came around to the album coming out, I bought it the day after it came out, and it sounds way too different than anything else he's ever done. And that's not even one of the main problems. One of the main problems is just like his songwriting is just I don't even
just
know.
not good songs.
It's like
Okay.
he's just bored. It's like he's just bored. He's kind of given up. And a
Kind
lot
of just
that
like,
kinda-
I need to put out a new album because I need to go on
Something
tour
like that.
again. Yeah.
He could have waited, but I mean, I don't know. It's clear that Mac's going through some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Comes out in his songwriting, but it isn't as deep as some other songs. Like Another One is an album he put out, and it's mostly just love songs. And I don't know if some of them come from the heart or if some of them are just fictional sort of stories that he came up with and sort of, turned into a song. But Mac can be deep when Mac wants to be deep, and it didn't really. A lot of the fucking songs in this album are just weird. Like he has a song called "Choo Choo," and it's literally just the same fucking 3 lyrics. I noticed that there's a lot more repetition than normal on this album.
So it just
Like,
lazy
by Mac
songwriting.
But yeah, by Mac DeMarco standards, like the repetition is just like it's way too fucking above average by his standards. Like it's, oh man, he just gets
lazy
lazy in
songwriting,
so
yeah.
many. He gets lazy in so many areas. Like this album could have been pretty good if he just thought about it or fucking
And, like-
decided to get a little deeper. Like he recorded the album in like a month.
Yeah, and like lazy.
I swear.
lazy lyricism can be okay if you're doing like a bit more intricate stuff instrumentally, but I'm from what you're saying, I'm getting the feel that he wasn't really.
Nah, I don't know. Like he just wasn't in it. And like
Yeah.
the only 2 really good songs are the singles that he released before the album came out. My opinion. I
Okay.
think they're probably the best tracks on the album.
Yeah, I heard one of the
But
singles and I was like, oh, this is really good. Maybe I should check out this album when it comes out.
But like everything else is like everything else is just meh. Like I remember even Anthony Fantano was like hopeful with these singles. I mean, the second single he released, he was like, it's not that great. I think the first single was better.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I didn't get my opinion from Fantano. These are my own opinions.
Yeah.
I came to my conclusion before the review came out, but like Fantano gave it a fucking 3 out of 10, and that's the lowest he's ever given a fucking Mac DeMarco album. It was 5 before. I forgot what album that was, but like 3 out of 10, dude. Jesus Christ.
That's
I'd
a
probably
big oof.
place it. I'd probably place it a little higher. I'd give it a 4 out of 10. It's definitely not his best album.
Mm-hmm.
There are some good songs on it, but it's not really like. I wouldn't recommend it for like anyone that wants to get into Mac DeMarco. I'd say it's the one that you should probably skip. No joke.
Yeah, because it's just
Um,
so far off of like his usual thing and stuff. Yeah,
it's like, and he's an experimental guy too. But like, there's just a fine line between bad and experimental, and he passes over into fucking bad.
ouch.
But yeah, I wasn't too happy with it. But that's what I have been listening to because
It came out
it came out, and I've been trying to kind of develop an opinion about
and
it.
justify that money you spend.
The next album I want to talk about, another new one. This came out a couple of months ago.
Okay.
South of Reality by the Claypool Lennon Delirium. This is a band supergroup collaboration between Les Claypool from Primus and John Lennon's son, Sean Lennon. And it's their second album.
Okay.
Pretty great little ditty here. If you're really into psychedelic rock and art rock, it's pretty neat. My dad picked this up because he's a huge Primus fan, so he was interested to see what Les Claypool was going to do this time around. And he played it in the car the other day, and it sounded like a mix between the Beatles and Primus, I guess is the best way to describe it. Like, it was pretty interesting. And a lot of the tracks on here, like, there's a song my least favorite track on the album has to be Easily Charmed by Fools, because it's the most how do you do fellow kids I've seen Les Claypool get with his songwriting.
Yeah.
He's just kind of trying to be relatable, like,
Swiping right on pretty boys on Tinder and voting to the right and
like, okay, buddy. All right, pal. Relax. We don't we get it. Things suck now.
Yeah.
Anyway. But other than that, I really dig it. Really good album. Lots of really interesting experimentation with guitar, and I shouldn't say that. No, I'll be honest. It's kind of the same from Claypool with his bass playing and stuff, because that's he kind of has his distinct style, and it's what he's been doing for years. But
that actually leads
man.
me into a thing that I wanted to talk about later on, but this is the perfect time to talk about it.
Yeah, bring it up now if you want. Bring it up now.
So I was playing around on Pro Tools today,
Right.
and I was bouncing a song, and bouncing as an MP3 as well, and you have to do all your metadata and everything like that for it. So I'm going into the genre, and I'm scrolling around trying to find singer-songwriter, and I go into the P's, and I find Primus as an actual genre.
Get out.
Yeah, in Pro Tools. Like, that's
fucking
not
whack.
a user patch or anything like that. That's how Avid ships it out.
I mean, give me a second. I'm sure there's a disbanguation. What is it? Primus Journal
Pro
stuff.
Tools thing or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It could just very well be like a Primus sounding like genre. I don't know. Is it really a genre? Anyway.
I don't know.
Anyway,
But I
so yeah,
just got a good chuckle off of that and thought that you would enjoy it.
I did, thank you. And if I sound disinterested, I'm not. I got up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, no,
for
it's
work
okay.
today, only to find out I didn't have to, but they
Ouch.
made me stay. They made me stay for my full 8 hours. So
Hey, get that mun.
Yeah,
Get that bread.
really solid art rock, psychedelic rock album. Highly recommend it.
South Reality
my
by Claypool South Delirium.
South Reality by the Claypool Lennon Delirium.
Lennon Delirium. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's John Lennon's son and Les Claypool. Really cool. And then I got two more.
Okay.
One of them I'm kind of just going to quickly glance over, and that is 200% Electronica by Esprit and George Clanton. They're the same dude. But it's this guy, George Clanton. I talked about his album Slide a couple of episodes ago in an album recommendation segment. And he's kind of just this vaporwave artist. He does a lot of really interesting synth pop, and he released an album a couple of years ago called 200% Electronica. His record label is called 100% Electronica, and
I'm
it's
sensing
just
a
sort of,
theme.
and it's kind of this album here, 200% Electronica, is mostly just sort of remixes and edits of sound bites and clips from his last album, and it's very, very chill and relaxing to listen to. And putting it on at work, I get so many weird looks because people just don't know what the fuck they're listening to. But yeah, if you're into vaporwave, like this album's been out for like 2 years now, and if you haven't heard it, then are you really a vaporwave fan? Like what's going on?
So it's George Clanton and
Esprit.
It's
the same. It's the same guy. It's just George Clanton.
Yeah, I'm just
Esprit's
making sure so that way when I edit this up later, I get the right stuff.
Yep, I get it. And then I guess Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings.
Oh, there we go.
Definitely been listening to that a whole hell of a bunch. I remember a couple weeks ago I went to Oshawa with Emma, and I was like listening to it in the car, and I'm like, wouldn't that be funny? I just say this randomly. We're gonna go to Deja Vu Discs. Wouldn't that be funny if I found a copy of it on vinyl at Deja Vu Discs for $7? Guess what happened that day?
You found it.
At the Deja Vu Discs, I found a copy of it, $7. It's in okay condition.
It was
but
meant to be.
It was meant to be. Classic album.
Oh,
Classic
yeah.
McCartney album. If we're talking about like McCartney's best albums that aren't Beatles related specifically, that's easily his best.
Mm-hmm.
Easily his best, because everything else, like McCartney was easily the weakest writer for the Beatles, and that's a very unpopular opinion. But
the thing that
honestly,
that my dad and I always had was he was a music first artist and like a music first writer and lyrics second, whereas Lennon was always lyrics first.
Lennon was deep.
Yeah.
Lennon was deep, bro.
Exactly.
But like, all I'm saying is McCartney, every time he wrote a fucking song, it sounded like some Mickey Mouse ass anthem. Even to this day, it still sounds like some Mickey Mouse ass anthem. But Band on
simply wonderful Christmas
Christmas time. Exactly. Anyway, so yeah, Band on the Run, his best album. Christopher Lee is on the cover artwork. I don't know if anyone else, but my dad and I know this.
Morgan just threw something at me for doing that.
Of course. She doesn't want you to speak poorly of the greatest Christmas song ever written.
Oh, 100%. The best Christmas song ever.
Ever.
She's going to
Simply
throw
have an
something
wonderful
else at
Christmas
me
song.
now.
She is totally going to throw something at you. I'm not even in the same room, and I know. I know. So yeah, that's Band on the Run, classic album. Title track's phenomenal. The first 3 tracks really kind of set the mood really well. Like it's just a chill fucking album.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it for my album picks, though. I don't have much else.
You know what?
after that.
Them's some good album picks.
Them's some okay album picks aside from Mac DeMarco letting me down like
Yeah.
that. I waited 3 months for this album.
You know
Mac.
what?
What have you done?
You know what? I'm gonna tag a last little one on here if we're gonna talk about a new release letdown. Should we make this like a new segment? Maybe.
New release letdown.
New release letdown.
Why not?
You know what? Let me pull it up here. So, are you familiar with Frank Carter? Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes?
Yeah, you brought him up once or twice before. I know the name.
Yeah, probably. I think I talk about their live album during my my album picks of the year type thing.
Yeah, you totally did.
Yeah, so they put out a new album called End of Suffering.
Right.
It's a total letdown for me, man.
Oh man. Rough. I don't listen to much of his music, so I guess
like
I couldn't
he's been going a bit more like Arctic Monkey sort of dance rocky type thing in the past couple years, which I haven't mind because it's still been good.
Mm-hmm.
Too many of the songs on this album kind of just feel the same, kind of just sound the same. Like the first song, Why a Butterfly Can't Love a Spider, is cool. Like it's a cool opening track. I think it just drags on a bit too long. Like it kind of just keeps that slow, basic pace for 3 minutes and 40 seconds, which it gets boring towards the end. There's a Tom Morello feature on here.
Ooh.
Which, I didn't even notice that he was on there. I didn't even notice like any of that signature Tom Morello guitar playing or anything like that. It just was like, oh, cool, he's on this album.
Oh, cool.
Crowbar is a good song. That was the first single that came off of the album, and like that's that's a great song. I was hoping that the rest of the album was going to be like that, but it wasn't.
No. I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
I totally
You know
get
what?
that.
The only other song that I really, really love, Anxiety is a good song. It's a cool song. But again, it kind of just drags at one point. And but Kitty Sucker. Kitty Sucker is a certified banger off of the album. But everything else is
Certified heater.
everything else is just kind of meh. But give me some more time with it. I may end up changing my mind.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
That's your that's your what is it? What are we gonna call it? New release letdown.
New release letdown.
New release letdown. If you have any albums that came out this month that you didn't particularly like, or albums that have come out in the past couple months and you thought kind of sucked shit anyway, let us know in the comments below, or send us a DM, and we won't do anything with that information. But hey, we're weirdos.
We'll
Let's talk
give it a
about
good
something-
old like.
Let's talk about something that I think will interest the both of us,
Okay.
because you and I are both DC fans to some extent.
Yeah.
And recently,
Oh,
Ben Affleck has dropped. Hang on, let me finish. I know you know
I
where
know
I'm
where
going.
you're
but
going
let
with
me- let
this.
me-
Yeah, set it up. Set it up.
This is let me get on this segue here and kind of ride on through.
Mhm.
Ben
Paul
Affleck
blurted up.
has decided. Paul blurted up. Kind of Ben Affleck has officially left the Batman project. This is already old news.
Yeah.
He's left a while ago.
Yeah, this was like a couple
Um,
months ago, like last spring, I think, almost.
last spring, but he wrote a story, and the directors still want to do something with it,
Mhm.
but they don't have a Batman, and production hadn't even started yet, really. So they were casting some people, and Robert Pattinson is the front runner to be the new Batman.
Mhm.
How do you? I've seen a Facebook post from you. You
Yeah,
said
that I just
you
posted
don't
today.
really mind.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with it. You know.
I'm totally okay with it as well.
There are
Exactly.
people that are dragging him through the mud. You know, a lot of people give him shit for Twilight. He didn't even like those movies. He did it because paycheck.
He did it because he was a struggling actor in Paycheck.
Yeah, you know, he
exactly.
just came off
And the
of,
funny,
off of one movie for Harry Potter in which he died at the end.
like they weren't gonna continue anything with that character. Like he was done.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler for
Um,
fucking Goblet of Fire if you haven't seen it.
You know, a fucking 15-year-old movie.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, but Robert Pattinson is Batman. I have no problem with that at
Yeah,
all.
and you know
The
what?
problem-
He's a good actor. Like he's a legitimately
I-
good actor.
besides Harry Potter and Twilight, what Robert Pattinson movies have you seen?
I'm pulling up his IMDb right now.
No. I'm asking you personally.
No, but that's the thing is that I need a refresh, because I know that I've seen him in
Okay.
other things, but I just can't remember off the top of my head.
All right. I see.
I'll
tell you-
As an actor, here we are. Let's see, because I know that I've seen him in other things, but I just can't remember what.
I'm trying to make a point here,
Mhm.
in that most of the people that are critiquing Patterson as Batman probably haven't seen any of his other movies. Like, they definitely haven't seen Twilight. You know, these are the kind of neckbeards that sat in their mom's basement in 2008 when these movies are coming out and go, Twilight, stupid chick's book, dumb movie.
Also, by the way,
But-
if you haven't seen Twilight, watch it just for the laughs.
Yeah. Basically, I want to make a point
Yeah, make a
in
point.
that most of these people that are critiquing Robert Pattinson have probably not seen any other movie he's been in
Mhm.
besides Twilight, and even then, they definitely haven't seen Twilight. I'm gonna recommend 2 movies right now.
Yeah, do it.
That are
Because I know that
some
I've
of the
seen
best
him in
acting
other
I've seen from
things,
Robert
but
Pattinson.
for whatever reason, the movies are coming up as a blank for me right now, so I just can't think of them.
Am I pronouncing his name wrong? Yeah, I am.
Patterson.
Pattinson.
Yeah, Pattinson.
Not Patterson. Pattinson.
Yes.
Okay, 2 movies I want to recommend
Mm-hmm.
from Robert Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmopolis, directed by David Cronenberg, came out in 2012. Really, really, really interesting movie about just this dude, this billionaire dude that fucking finds himself just fucking going nuts and just kind of having this like weird sort of hallucinogenic trip and stuff like that after seeing one of his hugest financial investments just fucking fall to the ground. IMDb gives it a 5 out of 10. I rate it a little bit higher than that. It's a really interesting movie, and it's David Cronenberg. You got to support your Canadian directors
Exactly.
out there, you know. And Cronenberg does some weird shit all the time, and Pattinson does a really interesting role here. Another one that I saw more recently was called Good Time.
Okay.
Good Time is a
2007.
is a crime.
Sorry.
2007. Yeah.
17.
Good Time is a crime drama. It's fucking intense. It's a really fucked up movie. Like, there are a lot of times in this movie where I'm just like, the storytelling and some of the writing that these these two brothers did. Like, it's directed by these two dudes named Benny and Josh Safdie,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's just a weird but fucking crazy movie. And Robert Pattinson is the lead guy. Plays a guy named Connie Nikas, and then Benny Safdie, one of the directors, plays the brother who has autism. It's a really fucking neat movie, and the soundtrack's kick-ass too, but I don't want to spoil too much of it. Basically, Connie is kind of the brains, and Nick, who is the autistic brother, is just the autistic brother that doesn't know any better and mostly just does what Connie does because he loves Connie that much, right? And they do this bank heist, and it doesn't go correctly. Hilarity ensues.
Okay.
It's fucking cool, though. It's really fucking cool. I highly recommend you watch it. 7.3 on IMDb. I'd give it an 8. But, like, again, Robert Pattinson plays this, like, dude from Brooklyn. He nails the accent, and he fucking portrays this, like, really frantic, troubled dude in such a way where it's like, I was stunned. I thought I was watching a documentary. Like, Buddy is just... Look, all I'm saying is Robert Pattinson's got some chops on him.
Yeah,
and I don't think people should
give him hate for it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think people should just be fucking dissing on him because he was in Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's been in other movies, and a lot of them have been pretty good. Now, he does genuinely get typecast in some chick flicks.
Yes.
He was for a while. He was a male lead in a romantic film. Like, of course he will be, right? But
heartthrob boy.
he was a teenage star, of course. But at the same time, holy shit, like, man can act regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, you know
how
what? I think I saw
awesome is
him
that
in
for him?
Remember Me, which is like one of those
rom-coms.
yeah, one of those
or something
rom-coms.
like
But
that.
again, he was really, really good in it.
Sorry,
because he-
not a rom-com. A coming of age tragedy film.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was a good one.
But yeah, I think I saw him
anyway,
in
but
that
yeah.
one, and like, he looked like he was actually enjoying playing the role that he was in, as opposed to like, oh well, here's a paycheck.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, he's got some chops on him,
Mhm.
and I don't know. Like, people should go and watch Good Time. Should go watch Cosmopolis if you just want to like kind of fucking watch some really trippy like
If you want to
David
watch some
Cronenberg
good
movies.
shit.
If you watch some good shit, some good Robert Pattinson movies, there you go. Do some homework
Yeah.
there. And honestly, like, I could see him playing Batman, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who else brought Batman to the screen? Fucking Val Kilmer and George Clooney.
Yeah.
Are you telling me like Val Kilmer hasn't been in chick flicks? George Clooney hasn't been in chick
fucking
flicks.
Mr.
Really?
Nespresso
George fucking
himself.
Mr. Nespresso was Batman in the 90s, remember?
And he wasn't
You
even
all hated
that
that
bad.
too.
He was just stuck in the worst movie.
You just like, even Joel Schumacher's like, I mean, I directed it, but I also wrote it. Or no, what is it? Akiva wrote it. There's like a famous quote from the DVD commentary of like Batman Forever,
Mhm.
where he says something like, Akiva wrote it, but I shot and directed it.
Yeah.
it was like I fucked up. It's like George Lucas apologizing for fucking Clone Wars. But yeah, man, like go and watch Good Time, go and watch Cosmopolis. Like if that's not proof enough that Robert Pattinson's a decent enough actor, like I don't know. Fuck you then. You'll still go see it, you goddamn nerd. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You're still gonna give them money, and I mean, like DC has been trying to get themselves back on track. I went and saw Shazam with Morgan. That was a really good movie. that was a really
I'm
fun,
sure.
good movie.
I
haven't seen Aquaman yet.
My dad really liked it.
Yeah, I've heard
My dad really
mixed
liked
things
it.
about it. I've heard people say, you know what, it's a fun movie. It's a fun, good movie. Like, it gets rid of all of the dark seriousness of DC from beforehand, which is refreshing.
Because Zack Snyder has nothing to do with it. But fucking Wonder Woman was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, Wonder Woman was great.
Wonder Woman was fun. That was a good movie. But I want to see that the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie when that
I'm
comes
so
out. 'Cause
excited
that
for
looks
that.
that looks fucking
That looks
insane.
so good.
The trailer dropped and my dad was like, they're giving him a weird mom backstory, and I'm like, well, to be fair,
That's
Dad,
what it kind of
I mean-
was in The Killing Joke. So
yeah, it's mostly like, Joker is one of those characters that doesn't really have
a definitive
backstory
Yeah.
in the main canon, so it's kind of neat to see any backstory.
Exactly.
Right? See what one director's interpretation of a character might be. Like it's
And
cool.
especially since it's
But-
coming, like they're doing a bit of like a crime drama, not a crime drama, but like a thriller with
Crime thriller.
Yeah, like a crime thriller with him, and I think that's the best way to be doing a solo Joker movie is as a crime thriller.
I wonder if he'll be able to top Heath Ledger though.
You know what? Time will tell. Time will tell.
Time will tell, because Heath Ledger, no one thought that he was going to be able to do Jack Nicholson's Joker,
Yeah,
right?
and he didn't.
And then
but
here
he
we
did
go.
His own thing.
Here we
and
go.
Yeah.
Easily the best Joker brought onto fucking,
Film. Yeah.
the silver screen in forever,
Mm-hmm.
like just period, like honestly. But we'll see what happens with Joaquin Phoenix. I am pretty stoked for that. That does look pretty fucking great.
But yeah.
I totally lost track. We were talking about Robert
Robert
Pattinson as
Pattinson.
Batman. Why
Yeah.
not? Why not? Ben Affleck, everyone fucking made fun of it. Then, like, the picture of him in the suit came out, and everyone was like, oh,
He looks so badass.
Like,
You know what? I
he looks so
enjoyed him.
badass.
He was just stuck with a really bad movie and stuck dealing with horrible production.
Definitely. But at the same time, I thought that Ben Affleck played a decent Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne, but a fucking strange Batman. Batman doesn't brand people.
Yeah. That movie
Fucking-
was a mess.
Who wrote that?
That movie was a mess.
Ugh,
We're
that
just
movie was a
forgetting
mess.
about that movie right now. And you know what? Let's move on to if we're gonna stick with movies, let's move on to happier times. I went and saw Detective Pikachu.
Okay. All right. I heard it was
It's
good.
a fun movie. You know what? It's just a
I heard it was
it's
good.
just a fun, sit back, enjoy the ride kind of movie. Like
Now, Duncan,
Yes.
Duncan, I am one of those few people, much like the 1% of the population that hasn't seen Game of Thrones, who hasn't played a fucking Pokemon game in his
Yes.
life, ever. Are you also part of that 1%?
No, I'm not.
Or have you played
I've
Pokemon?
played
before?
Pokemon.
Okay.
I had a DS.
So-
in 2007.
I had one too, I just didn't care for it.
Okay.
But like, so as someone that has played Pokemon before, as a Pokemon fan, for lack of a better word, what did you think of Detective Pikachu in terms of how loyal it stayed to the source material? 'Cause
I'll say this is I've only played like a couple Pokemon games. I'm not a hardcore Pokemon fan like a lot of people. I watch the show every now and then. I've seen a couple of like the original anime movies though that are really really good.
right.
And
Pokemon, the first movie, because we're totally making more. And then they did.
They knew.
And then they did.
You know what? I think it's a fun movie. In terms of sticking to the source material, I think they gave the Pokemons enough personality to where you go.
Pokemon.
You give the Pokemons enough personality to where that they're
it's
enjoyable.
It's Poke People.
Pokefolk.
It's Pokefolk. Okay, well, that's
Yeah,
neat.
like there's a couple jokes that it's funnier if you already know the source material a bit more. But
sure, yeah.
but some of them, it's pretty obvious. Like, oh, that big one that sleeps named Snorlax. The joke is that he falls asleep in the middle of the fucking road.
Oh,
Like that's it. That's a joke,
Oh.
and I mean, like it's funny.
That's the joke.
It's funny
I'm
and it's
sure.
cute.
I'm sure.
And you know what? It
Speaking
looks
of video game
beautiful.
movies,
I will say that
Oh, yeah,
it
yeah.
looks beautiful as opposed to the one that I know you're about to talk about.
unlike a certain blue hedgehog, that was
Gotta go fierce.
the backlash was
cracked.
so bad. The backlash was so fucking bad
It was so
that
bad.
the studio is going back and reanimating Sonic.
I feel bad
I feel
for-
so horrible
for that
For-
team.
the production.
Yeah.
For the production team, because god damn it, that costs a lot of fucking
It costs
money.
a lot of money, and I don't
And
think
time.
I don't think there hasn't been any news about if they're delaying the movie at all or not.
Yeah, I love crunch time.
Yeah, so-
delicious. I saw an Onion article the other day. Jim Carrey suffers major back pain after having to carry the entire Sonic movie.
You know what? I was about
And
to
I
say
fucking-
he was the
I
only
chuckled.
good thing about that trailer.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's Jim Carrey doing Jim
doing a
Carrey.
Jim-
I enjoy Jim Carrey.
doing a Jim Carrey. People are like, he's way going back to his '90s roles. I'm like, I mean, I get it. All right, he was in Yes Man. He was in The Theory of Everything. He was in 23. Yeah, he's kind of doing these like not Theory of Everything.
No,
not Theory of Everything.
Eternal
sorry.
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind. Why did I say The
I don't
Theory of
know.
Everything?
But then he was in Kick-Ass
'Cause-
2, and Kick-Ass 2 was really good, although he disowned that role. So
he disowned the
Yeah.
project. I don't know. I haven't really seen many Jim Carrey movies aside from his like stuff from the early 2000s and late 90s. You know, the golden era of Jim
Exactly.
Carrey movies. But sure, this movie could be good.
yeah,
No, I'm just joking.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I'm waiting for that Super Mario Brothers movie to come out.
Oh my God, yeah.
Nintendo said that they were gonna do one that was like 6 years ago. So if if they're playing their cards right, Nintendo's has a very pristine reputation. Last time they tried to make a Mario Brothers movie, we got a British man and a Mexican dude playing two Italian brothers.
And one of them was
So-
drunk during the entire thing.
Both of them were
Both of
completely
them were
loaded.
completely plastered.
And it resulted in Bob Hoskins breaking his fucking arm.
Good job.
And he's wearing a cast in some scenes that they had to paint flesh tones so you wouldn't see. There's a game for you to play next time you're watching the Super Mario Brothers
The
movie.
next time.
I watch it sometimes.
Why would
not
I
gonna
watch
lie.
it again?
It's a hate. Man, it's funny. It's funny to see what people got in the 90s for video game movies because they were such a the video games definitely aren't what they were what they are now
No.
or weren't what they are now, but it was such a huge phenomenon. It was interesting to see that studios were so eager to hop onto that craze so quickly.
Yeah.
And you just see the amount of shit movies that they ended up we ended
You know
up getting
what? I
out of that time
still
period.
enjoy the first Mortal Kombat movie. I still enjoy it. It's campy, but it's fun.
It's definitely better than the sequel.
The sequel is a whole nother thing.
That is the joke.
Yes.
Is that the first Mortal Kombat movie is definitely better than the
Yes.
sequel. I had no fucking idea. There's apparently a story in every Mortal Kombat
yes.
game, and
Now
it's,
I remember.
it's just continuations
I
of
was
everything.
actually, in preparation for this podcast, going to give you the clip notes of the Mortal Kombat continuity.
No, I've seen someone talked about a video. Someone talked about it in a video. Pardon me. Again, got up at 5 this morning. It's already fucking 8 o'clock pretty much when we're recording this, and oh boy, do I ever want to be in my bed right now. Basically, someone posted a video, the complete story of Mortal Kombat,
I think
complete
I've seen
history
the
of Mortal
exact same
Kombat.
one.
I doubt it because there's a lot. The
Yeah.
one I saw was of a particularly passionate Mexican dude crying because his he used to play Mortal Kombat. At the end of the video, it was like a 3-part fucking video. At the end of the video, he's tearing up because his father passed away, and his fondest memory was him playing Mortal Kombat with his
Oh my
dad
God.
late at night when they were supposed
You
to be
know
in
what?
bed.
That's
and
touching.
people have come up to me. It's like, oh man, I watched this video about the Mortal Kombat history. I'm like, was it the one with the Mexican dude crying? And they go, what the fuck Mortal Kombat video did you watch, Gomes? And I'm just like, the one with the fat Mexican dude crying. Because that's the best one in the whole chronology. But yeah, no, I had no idea that there was like every game has been telling the same story pretty much since.
Yeah,
the first
it's been a
game.
continuous story, and then what happened was after Midway went under and NetherRealm Studios started with Mortal Kombat 9, which is also called Mortal Kombat 2011.
Yeah.
They essentially reset the continuity as a new timeline.
Yeah, in the 9th game or something like that, they they retconned everything or something. I don't remember.
And they went back and they essentially did Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 all in one game. And that's where you start getting to the the modern Mortal Kombat formula of like the big cinematic story that has like these awesome, well animated cutscenes, and then you get into the fights.
Yeah, my buddy Willie just picked up Mortal Kombat 11, and I gotta say, I'm not all that impressed with the graphics compared to Mortal Kombat 10.
See, I like Mortal Kombat 11 more than Mortal Kombat 10. Mortal Kombat 10 looks uglier.
Have you been playing Mortal Kombat 11? Did you buy it?
No, I haven't bought it yet. I watched through the entire story because I went, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to afford this for a bit.
I don't got time for video games. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I don't got time for video games anymore, man. I barely have time to watch television anymore. Like, I picked up, I went to the States the other day and I bought One Punch Man on Blu-ray, the first season. By the way, if you haven't seen One Punch Man, it's on Netflix, but there's no English dubs.
No, there are English dubs now. Yeah, I've been watching it.
At least I own it. At least I can watch it if it ever goes off Netflix. Regardless, go watch One Punch Man. Yeah, no, that's an insane show.
Yeah, I've watched the first episode and I've been meaning to sit and watch the rest of the series.
Man, I tried watching it like 3 different times, and each time I couldn't get past reading subtitles.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not how I like to watch things anymore. Like when I was 5 years old and learning how to read, I would always turn subtitles on in a movie. But now it's like, Jesus Christ, I just want to fucking watch something and enjoy it. And thank God the English dubs are all there.
And they're not bad. They're
pretty
good.
Neat. Yeah, they're not that bad. Like there's been some pretty funny fucking English dubs.
Oh.
My favorite is Akira. That might have like okay. So I own the special collector's edition or something, but I also own the Blu-ray, and I think it also has all the dubs that they released. And I think there's 2 English dubs. There's 2 English dubs.
Yeah, because I think they remastered it.
Yeah, in the 90s. Yeah, Pioneer redubbed it in the 90s, and it sounds a lot better than the original one from the 80s. The original one from the 80s is hysterical.
Yeah, because when the 80s one came out, that was the golden age of hilarious dubbing.
It was so fucking funny. Just like Tetsuo! Like it's just bad. It's just bad. But like the redub that Pioneer did was pretty fucking solid. And like, that's kind of how I like to watch my anime, but a good Japanese dub really makes it. Like I remember when I watched the redub versus the original Japanese dub, and I was like, "Oh, the original Japanese dub is just way better." Yeah. But watching One Punch Man, I'm so tired. My voice is cracking.
It's okay,
like, bro. Oh, I say we finish up in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, that sounds fine. Yeah, sorry, fellas, it might be a short one.
No, we're already over an hour.
Gomes is slept.
We have
anyway.
both had like a bit of a long month. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So yeah, One Punch Man in Japanese is kind of hard to watch for me, but in English, it's enjoyable as fuck. But I don't know if I can really get into other anime and stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of feel that. Like I've been, at work we have all the anime stuff, and we kind of have I know most of the most recent popular anime. So I've been hearing a lot about My Hero Academia.
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
Heard
I've
it's-
been curious to check it out. I also don't have a Funimation account anymore. So I mean,
Isn't it not on Netflix?
no, it's not on Netflix. I'm pretty
Is it
sure.
not? Go figure.
Yeah. Because I still want to finish Fairy Tail, but I know I'm like a year or two worth of watching out of that. So
They just started season 2 of One Punch Man.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited. I hope that gets released on DVD because I haven't found it in Canada. I found this in the States. It's a nice Blu-ray. So you know your boy has to own it on
gotta
Blu-ray.
get that 1080 beauty.
Fuck that DVD shit. It's all about Blu-rays.
That anti-scratch.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. But yeah, man, I don't know. Maybe I'll start watching more anime. Maybe Gomes will be a weeb. Who knows? It could even make me a better human being. Maybe.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't
Well,
know.
you know what Morgan and I watched last night that I was super surprised by, but I was also really excited, and I kind of want us to do a commentary of if we ever get the chance.
What is
The
it, Duncan?
Faculty.
Is that live
It's
action?
live action. It's so it.
I've heard
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
a
I've
so
heard
it's
of it.
a
Yeah.
horror movie from the 90s. You can tell it's from the 90s because as soon as it starts with The Offspring right from the get-go.
Oh hell yeah, I'm into it already. Fuck
Yeah,
it, let's
let's
go.
do this.
Let's do
it
it.
stars
Let's do
Elijah
it.
Wood, pre Lord of the Rings.
Oh man, I'm down with it already. Fuck, let's
And
do it.
you know what?
Offspring and Elijah Wood. Duncan, shut up. Let's watch this movie. No, go on. Sorry, go
you
on.
know what? No, if you're on board, I'm on board. It's a really really
You cut out.
cool
you cut out there
movie.
pretty bad.
It's kind of like just an invasion of the body snatchers thing, and they're totally blatant about that. It's
You're saying it's from,
it's
the,
from the
90s?
90s.
Oh hell yeah. How have I not heard of this?
It's
damn.
really really good. I highly recommend it. It takes a couple good twists and turns throughout it. It's kind of predictable, but it's still fun. It's still funny.
Do you know what I want to watch? It's not available on Netflix. I'm kind of upset. Is The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox, directed by Peter
Okay.
Jackson. It's basically like I think the plot. I haven't seen it. I've only heard. Let me Google it. Make sure I'm correct with the title there. Otherwise, I'll look like an ass. Yeah, The Frighteners. So Michael J. Fox plays an exorcist, quote unquote.
Okay.
But basically he he basically is kind of just faking it the whole time.
Okay.
And what is it? Yeah. And I'm reading the synopsis right now. I'm kind of spoiling it. So I'll read the Wikipedia synopsis.
Yeah, I'll bring up the
Once an
synopsis
architect,
for the Faculty as well.
the faculty. So, once an architect, Frank Bannister, Michael J. Fox, now
J.
passes
Fox.
himself off as an exorcist of evil spirits. To bolster his facade, he claims his quote-unquote special gift is the result of a car accident that killed his wife. But what he does not count on is more people dying in the small town where he lives. As he tries to piece together the supernatural mystery of these killings, he falls in love with the wife of one of the victims and deals with a crazy FBI agent. 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb. I think my dad has it downstairs somewhere, but I gotta go fucking looking for it. I've heard pretty funny things about it. It's Peter Jackson pre Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So this is still when he was doing like wacky sort of
Out there stuff.
cult comp out there stuff. Like, did you ever watch Meet the Feebles?
No, I haven't.
Have you heard
No,
of
I
Meet the Feebles? So Peter Jackson in New Zealand, one of his first movies was this fucking weird puppet movie called Meet the Feebles, and it's basically
Meet the
Huh?
Feebles.
Yeah, it's basically it was marketed as this ain't no Sesame Street, like sort of shit. Like
Okay.
it was like X-rated puppet movie,
Okay,
right?
so sort of how like the Happy Time Murders was doing their marketing.
Right, but I think Meet the Feebles is probably
Yeah,
better.
Happy Time Murders shit.
Yeah, 6.7 out of yeah. Here, I'll if I could find a copy of it on totally not Pirate Bay, I'll link it to you, and maybe we'll do a watch party of that because I have never seen it. I only know it exists. It's like his first or second film. His first film is something called Bad Taste.
Okay, yes, I remember that one.
And you know,
I know
about
about
Bad
Bad
Taste,
Taste.
the weird alien
Yes.
movie that cost $11,000 to
Yes.
make. Yeah, this was Peter Jackson's first movie. He was he was doing kind of like parodies and stuff. He was known for that sort of thing. And then someone was like, "Hey man, you want to direct this like fucking, Bible-sized book about hobbits?"
No, I think
by the way, there's 4
I
of
think
them.
he approached New Lines about it, if I remember correctly.
I'm sure he wanted
Yeah.
to make it. I'm sure he really wanted to bring it to the screen, but like,
But yeah,
Jesus
so-
Christ, like this guy was
So here's the faculty.
this guy was directing comedies and
Yeah,
shit.
The Faculty. Okay, so 1998.
Oh,
It actually came
man.
out on Christmas Day, 1998.
Oh, how cute. How cute.
Yeah, a horror movie came out in 1998,
All right.
Christmas Day, directed
All
by
right. All
Mr. Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, okay. I'm sold. All right.
Wait, and
I mean, you had me sold at. All right.
one second, let me.
The
where-
Offspring, Elijah Wood, Robert Rodriguez, Duncan Say No More.
And Robert
I'm-
Patrick
I'm right. Robert Patrick.
as a
Don't-
crazy coach.
don't- Who's
Robert
wait,
Patrick
wait a minute,
is the
wait a minute.
T1000.
No, I was gonna Google it. I was gonna confirm my suspicions, but you had to spoil it for me.
But yeah,
Yeah, that sounds.
so it has a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
pretty neat.
I'd
Alright,
rate it a
neat.
bit higher.
Okay, all right.
Um,
Now I got a question, Duncan, because last time I watched a horror movie with you, there was gay subtext. There's no gay subtext in this one, is there?
No, it's not. It's
Now,
not
I'm not
Nightmare on Elm Street
homophobic.
2.
Now I'm not homophobic, but
There was a lot of gay subtext in
ob-
that movie.
it's very distracting when 80% of your movie is gay subtext.
Yeah, just think back to the 80s when Nightmare on Elm Street 2 came out, and the only people that got the gay subtext was the people that were gay.
The gays were the gays.
Everybody else was just
Shouldn't
like,
say the gays.
hey,
It makes you sound.
this is just a
It
movie.
makes you sound like a boomer if you say the gays. The
The
gays.
gays.
Oy. The gays. Yeah,
So-
I don't know. Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
So,
Where the only thing scary about the 80s was being gay.
and
I
AIDS.
guess. I don't know what they were trying. And AIDS. Oh, good point. Fuck, I didn't even think about that. Totally right.
So here we are. Here's the plot synopsis. Harrington High, Ohio, a small town high school. All of a sudden, the teachers start changing attitude when Casey and Delilah have to hide in a closet in the teacher's lounge. They witness the strangulation of Nurse Harper by 2 of their teachers. Wow, this is a really bad synopsis. 1 second.
Yeah, you're spoiling the movie. Fucking
1 second.
chill.
Let's do summaries. That's 1 second. Let me get
Not
let me
Nurse
get a
fucking
good one.
Harper.
Let me get a good one here.
God damn it, Duncan! I know too much now. You had me
Okay.
sold, but
A
I
horror
think you'll.
tale set in high
like you're
school
losing the
where the
sale.
students suspect the teacher's staff of being aliens who are intent on making the students all their victims.
All right, guess what? Guess what? You have a
Yes.
deal. All right, I'm down. All right, we'll watch
The
this next time I'm in
tagline
Mississauga,
was, "And
for
you
sure."
thought your teacher was weird."
We should do a multi-movie watch party.
You
next
know what?
time
I'm
in
totally
Mississauga.
down for that.
It has to be that. It has to be probably Meet the Feebles, because I want to watch
Yep.
Meet the Feebles. I hear it's a pretty and it probably Bad Taste as well, because that one's also
Maybe,
pretty wacky.
maybe. We'll find a we'll find
do you
a
know
good
what
third
though,
one.
man? Do you know what though, man? I personally have to call
Yeah,
it
no
here.
problem. Oh, before we call
have
it,
to call
I
it
do
here.
want to pour one out for my copy of Christmas in Wonderland.
Ah, yes, Christmas in Wonderland.
Christmas
It's Christmas
Wonderland.
in Wonderland.
Morgan's flipping me off for that.
Oh man, Morgan, you didn't even watch the movie with
No,
us.
but she heard the music plenty.
Oh, you mean the 1 30-second
No, one
song?
30-second song.
That
Oh.
repeated? I'm surprised it didn't give your PS3 a virus.
Yeah, it nearly broke it.
We bought it at the dollar store.
Beauty.
Beauty. What happened to it?
I
Did you
just
just
threw
throw it
it
away?
out. I
Or?
just threw it in the garbage.
Oh, you didn't even give it a
No,
Viking-style
it
fucking
doesn't
funeral?
deserve
Oh,
that.
Right, but you could still light it on fire. It would have been fucking
would've.
funny.
Oh well,
Alright.
but yes, it's
Rest in
it's
peace,
gone
Christmas
now.
Wonderland.
Rest in peace.
All right, folks. Rest in piss.
So give your other podcasts a quick plug before we go.
That's right, folks. It's the Lads and Dads podcast, starring yours truly and his friends, Matt and John. Last names are redacted for anonymity, but you know who I am. Go ahead and give that a follow on YouTube and Spotify. I don't know if Matt has uploaded anything to the YouTube channel. I'm more out of loop with that podcast than I am with
Yeah,
this
I try
one.
to keep him pretty in touch with
but-
this podcast.
But go give that a listen. One of these days, we'll probably be up on Spotify soon. That is, if we get approved.
Is it a
Um,
weekly, bi-weekly, monthly?
We should be doing bi-weekly, because that's just how my schedule works. We can all get together in the same room bi-weekly, right? So, but yeah, Lads and Dads podcast coming soon to an internet near you. Don't forget to give me a follow on Twitter at Father Gomer with the 3 underscores at the end. Same thing for Instagram, and I also have a little project of my own in the works. I might be starting a YouTube channel up soon, but more to come as the weeks go
keep
by.
an eye on
Duncan,
that Twitter to get updates on that.
Exactly. And Duncan, why don't you plug your
Yeah,
shit
so I got
now?
a couple things. Morgan and I have been talking about doing this for a bit. Morgan and I may be starting a podcast soon.
Alright.
Sort of doing like couples movie reviews and conversations and that type of stuff. Just having a good time,
Really loudly saying,
Aw.
"Aw."
And then I got my solo music that I'm working on. I'm planning on getting a single out within the next month or so. Keep an eye out on that for both on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's all emodad.music, emo_dad.music, emo.dad_music, that type of stuff. Because usernames are very difficult to keep the same between all platforms.
Mm-hmm. All right, folks, that's been the end of the month. Tune in next month when we do another one. Thank you all so much for
And we'll
listening.
try to
bless.
get that Record Store Day video out
Record
at
Store
some
Day
point.
video. Yeah. All right, folks. We'll see you next
thank
time.
you very much. Stay safe.
Bye. Stay safe.